used to this. Rain in the forecast as we join you from Everbank Stadium here in the city of Jacksonville. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Red on red.
On the ground with Bigsby to start the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Here's Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Bigsby. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here we go.
Lawrence will throw. That's caught. It's Austin left side. And he goes out right around the 39. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch, gets his feet down, sets up a 4th down and short situation. But I bet we're wondering, why didn't he get to the 1st down marker running his route? Am I correct?
You got to know where the marker is, right?
Got to figure it out. I know.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we drop. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Lisa 24. Big 13 heavy.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And his kick is right there. It's good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Here we go.
Now Stroud. To Mixon on the check down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Throwing now is Stroud. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. You look at this Jaguar defense. They come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, first down. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
The Jaguars at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Complete to Austin here over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
Finding room at midfield and brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Here is 3rd and 5. Now Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 24-yard line. How about 25 yards on third down? They'll take it.
11, ag it. Here we go, sir.
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. They'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener, and it was the visiting Jaguars who won that ball game, so they'll look to make it a clean sweep here at home in Jacksonville. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to add on to that lead. Oh, this is blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way into the end zone, and it's 2 points. Well, I think there was a lot of surprise from the kicking team there. After the block, they kind of froze and then realized, oh, wait, they can return this, and they returned it all the way.
And you know why they froze? Not often do you get that second sound, right? There's the kick, you hear that, and then there's that second thud when there's a block. That's when people freeze and they have to realize where the ball is. They picked it up and took it the other way.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech, but I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Here now, 2nd and 4.
All right.
Play action. Here's Stroud. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Stroud looking to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Aaron Browning coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th.
And we all know the signals for him, but even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, kill. 11. Here we go.
From midfield now, Lawrence. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another 18-yard gain. They had 18 on the previous snap as well.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
Now a first carry here for their running back. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early in the elements. You're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Mixing up the middle. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 3. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. And Stroud now to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Stroud to throw it. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
All right.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Stroud working out of the gun. And that's going to be incomplete.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Stroud. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this 1st half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down. And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Oh, that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Bigsby. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Down right around the 25. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this 1st half of action.
Let's go.
2nd and 9. And Bigsby once more. And able to work his way down to the 16. 58 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Calvin Austin, a 16-yard touchdown. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? R-A-C?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get it to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going. I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. And they'll go play action here with Stroud. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Stroud. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try to figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Just 21 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't.
Lawrence hit and the ball is free. And the Texans scoop it. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
I think we could all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. but they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. That's complete. It's Collins. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Stroud. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
Rip, 23.
Hands it off out of the gun. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
Hey, run. Take right open, open.
Now Thomas will come in motion right. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And down inside the 35 he goes to the 32-yard line. 67 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense. Able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
They'll send the tight end in motion left. Another run by Bigsby. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Tank Bigsby, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Inside handoff to Mixon. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. The Texans send the punter out as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They're just looking to do more of the same. They were good in the first half. They've extended their lead so far here in the second half. Oh, they're just looking good on hitting on all cylinders right now.
And sometimes that means a head coach who really has a finger on the pulse of a team may not have anything to say at all. May tell the rest of the coaches,
up a little bit.
Just back it off a little bit. This team has it under control. I remember hearing about Bob Knight years ago in basketball, getting ready to give the final speech before the gold medal game in '84. And on the board, Michael Jordan had written, "Coach, after all we've been through, there's no way we're losing tonight." He didn't even give a pregame speech.
Wow, interesting. Well, right now, no speech is needed.
Now a handoff to Bigsby.
Running right through him. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
106 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Easy. Read him, 44. Read him, 54. Hey.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
Hey, easy, route.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 36.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Silver.
Here's a give to Bigsby.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. Now Lawrence.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack is a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Lawrence.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
Getting in there and finishing the play off was J. Sanders.
He had some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
J. Sanders.
2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away no good. And the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. 3rd quarter action from Jacksonville.
Looking to throw. Stroud. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's a diving catch right side. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's a give up the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Back to throw. Stroud over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
This offense so far on third down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
He'll complete this one to Collins.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Two yards still to go. 3rd down now.
Looking to throw. Stroud. And this is going to be incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Stroud. Got a man. It's Collins, complete.
And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Big 13 heavy.
On the carry, Bigsby.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Mixon with a first down carry. He'll get this to the 40. Sweet little juke in there. Got him some extra yardage.
51 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Back to Mixon on second down.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They need 2. Here's third down. Now Stroud.
That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the third down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Well, they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down. That was Nick Bolton rushing in and burying him behind the line.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Here we go.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
A shotgun snap to Stroud.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Now they got to get to the 23 here on third.
Throwing now is Stroud.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
On a slant, here's Collins. And he will have a first down here before he gets banged down to the turf pretty hard.
4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need. And that's exactly what they got done.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now a 2nd and 10. In motion right, that's Collins. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
The offense on 3rd down, they've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This will be 3rd and 5.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade American.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Point after try forthcoming. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
2nd and 7.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
The offense is going to stay out there. They've converted twice, failed once so far on fourth down. Let's see what's in store here. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Hey, kill! Hey, Lion! Silver!
That one looks like he'll throw here. Off to Thomas on the left side. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Hey, easy, route! 11. Silver.
Here's Lawrence. He's got Thomas yet again, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville, and it was their defense.